everyone, and welcome back. If this is your first time, I hope you'll stay. Espero que te quedes. Now, I must apologize for my voice, but I think I've caught a cold. You know, I was sat on a plane for 9 hours yesterday, and I think the drastic change of temperatures from being nearly 40 degrees to being freezing for 9 hours was just, it was too much for me. It was too much for me. So the consequence is this. But anyways, in today's video, I would like to look at food once again. Food is one of the biggest elements of Spanish culture, and you can see it very much alive in speech, in the Spanish language, and just everything Spanish people do, apart from actually eating the food, of course. So you're going to get 10 food expressions, so 10 ways of talking about people, food calling expressions in Spanish. Get a piece of pen, get a pen and a piece of paper or your tablet, and as always, let me know which of these you knew before and which ones are new, and also share some others with me because there's so many. This is just 10 to keep it nice and short. Okay, so the first one we're going to start with is chorizo. Now, I did a video on chorizo because I love it. Chorizo, the chorizo is, so chorizo is the Spanish sausage. It's got a lot of spices and it's quite flavorful. And when you hear somebody say chorizo, ser chorizo, it just means to be a thief. No vuelvo más a esa tienda. Ese hombre es un chorizo. Okay, I'm not going back to that shop. That man is a thief. So chorizo is used to refer to a person that steals, quite literally. So there you go, that's our first one, and I love it. It's very common. I'm not quite sure you would use this one in Latin American culture, Spanish, but definitely in Spain you will hear it a lot. Okay, I love that. Okay, number 2 is melón. Ser un melón. That's un melón. So again, the title of this video should be insults because a lot of these are quite insulting. So when you think of a melon, what do you think of? Un melón. It means someone is not very bright, you know, a bit of an idiot. Es que es un melón. Okay, you don't think very much of that person. And now, number 3 is one that you will hear parents using a lot, or even teachers, to talk about teens. La edad del pavo. Word for word, the age of the turkey. La edad del pavo. So when a Spanish person talks about la edad del pavo, it's referring to that complicated period of a teenager's life where they're quite difficult, or you know, they have a lot going on, and so they behave in a particularly difficult manner, a bit silly, a bit, you know that time. We've all been there. Sentence. No le hagas mucho caso. Es que está en la edad del pavo. Okay, don't pay him or her much attention. They're going through that complicated period. So there you go. If you can think of an expression that we would use for that in English, please share it with me. But it's one of those that you can, one of those expressions that you can explain, but we don't necessarily have that exact translation in English. But I might be wrong, so share with me, okay? Right, so the next one, number 4, is fideo. Okay, fideo is just a noodle. Noodles that you eat, pasta, noodle. Ser un fideo refers to a person that is skinny. Okay, so you would say a beanpole. You are a beanpole. It is un fideo. It just means that you are really, really thin. Now, I don't recommend that you go around saying this to people, but in the case that you do hear it, you're covered because you know exactly what it means. Okay? So the next one, which is quite funny, asparagus. Asparagus. Asparagus is a vegetable. That's in the only capacity that we would use it. But when a Spanish person says, vete a freír espárragos, it's saying, the person is saying, get lost. I don't really want to see you at the moment. Just get out of my sight, you know. Vete a freír espárragos somewhere else, okay? I don't want to see you. Get lost. Get out my sight, okay? I feel as though it's not as harsh as other expressions that we might use for go away, get lost, but again, and maybe it's just my area, but it's definitely very much used. Okay? Vete a freír espárragos, déjame en paz. Okay? So get lost, leave me alone. I'm not in the mood for you. Okay? Vete a freír espárragos. Go and fry asparagus. We would just never say that in English. We would never do it. But this is the beauty of the Spanish language. I can basically do a lesson on any category and give you an expression that is quite used. I love that. I'm not saying we can't do the same in English, but it's just so much more fun, for me at least, to do it in Castellano. Love it. All right, before I go on talking about other things, let's get straight into the following, which is pollo. Not pollo, no. Sounded a bit like that. Pollo is a bread roll, but if someone calls you a zampa bollos, zampa is to eat, okay? So a zampa bollos is a greedy person. No seas tan zampa bollos. Es que tu hermano es un zampa bollos, okay? Your brother is greedy. So someone who eats a lot, eats like a pig, is un zampa bollos. I just love the way that rolls off the tongue. Un zampa bollos. To be fair, I am a bit of a zampa bollos to me. I am. I'm not going to lie about it, and that's perhaps the reason why I am always giving you videos based on food. I would say I'm a foodie. Or more so, un zampa bollos. Okay, I'm always thinking about food. Anyways, let's continue. So the next one I have for you is bombón. Eres un bombón. So if you hear that, somebody calls out bombón, it means you're a beauty, you're a bit of a stunner. La novia de mi hermano es un bombón. So my brother's girlfriend is a stunner, okay? Bombón. Love that one. And I think you will hear that in lots of Spanish-speaking countries, not just Spain. Okay, so listen out for that, and maybe you can employ it. Not to offend anyone, because nowadays you can offend people by giving a compliment, so be careful. All right, continue. Naranja, orange. So media naranja, which is a half orange, if you say that, you're referring to a person who is your exact match. So it'd be your soulmate. So, el exnovio de mi hermana no era su media naranja, por eso no salieron bien las cosas. So my sister's ex-boyfriend was not her soulmate. That's why things did not work out. Media naranja. Eres mi media naranja. You're my soulmate. Love that. Okay. Next one, empanada. Now, una empanada refers to a pastry. And I'm sure if you've been to Spain, you would have seen it. Very good indeed. But if someone was to put the auxiliary verb in front of that, okay, so if I was to say to you, estás empanado, and you see I didn't pronounce the D because that is the way the people around my area in Spain talk. Es que estás empanado. So you're a bit dazed, you're not with it, you're somewhere up there in the clouds. Okay, you're a bit confused. Okay, estás empanado, ¿qué te pasa? Okay, so today you're a bit, you're off somewhere. What's up with you today? Okay, love that. Let me know if you knew it. There's also another very popular expression to say that you are confused or you're not with it or you're not focused in Spanish. Do you know what expression I'm thinking about? And no, it's not food related, but if you can think of that expression that I'm referring to, please leave it down below and we'll see if we're on the same wavelength. We'll see if we're on the same page, okay? Anyways, and your last expression is this. Right, pepper, pimiento. Pimiento means pepper, but if you hear the expression, me importa un pimiento, or you can change that to pepino, which is cucumber. Me importa un pepino. Me importa un pimiento. It means I don't care. Okay, I don't care. It's a little bit colloquial, well, extremely colloquial, so it's not the most polite thing to say. Okay, me importa un pepino. Me importa un pimiento. There you go. These are expressions that you will hear in everyday Spanish. If you're on the streets, if you're watching novelas, if you're watching series, you might come across these, so it's very useful indeed to know what they mean. Now, I hope that you found this video useful, and please share your own Spanish expressions related with food with us. If you haven't seen the first video I did on this, you can check that out later. I'll leave the link somewhere down below. Okay? And with that, I'm going to leave you on till next time. Okay? Cuidados.